Alright guys, welcome back. So we just finished the first boss of the stage, and if I remember correctly we still have to go for the treasure boss. So let's look around, try to find it. Oh yeah, I can see it here on the minimap. Alright, so we have this enemy drains HP from its allies, gets stronger when they die, and replace them with summons. Okay, so it would make sense to take this guy out first. This enemy becomes stronger with every hit it suffers, so I'm not a fan of using these small strikes here. And yeah, so I'd say we start off with going for a double block, and we hit this guy here for 1. Alright, we have 3 hits coming in. Sadly just 1 block, so I guess we duplicate our block, and we can also play a trap here. Okay. So we can stun one enemy that intends to attack, so we will stun this guy. Should have gone for the overhead swings first. But okay, we are just getting started again. Alright, great. And we can stun somebody again, so stun him again. And I guess we need to go for a heavy hit here. We could create a barrier for the deformed peasant here, but we can take the hit for now. Okay, we can gain some damage this turn. Sadly we can't do much aside from that with just 3 energy, so sadly we'll end in we go for a stun here. And go for a normal hit. Take some damage, sadly also lose a lot of armor next turn. And yeah, I guess we have to take a health potion here, also draw some more cards. And here we can now say that we duplicate some blocks to survive this turn. And here we can prepare again, we can go for a stun, and we can go for another Fist of Stone. That is pretty good. Can our Fist of Stone take this guy out? Yeah, there is a chance. So I guess we will stun this guy. We will try to take this guy out. Okay, awesome. Okay, so back to our main priority. And we should start off with drawing some cards. We can duplicate stuff, and I guess we will duplicate a block. I should keep an eye on how many blocks we are having, and I should get back to the skills that we all have. Here, increase the maximum damage, blocks next, hit taken from enemy last for only 1 turn, unused blocks last for 1 additional turn. Okay, need to keep that in mind again. Okay, there's a lot of damage coming in. Draw some cards. We have 1 block ready for this Harvested Soul and 2 heavy hits coming in there, so we should play 2 additional blocks this turn. So we don't take too much damage. Okay. Guess we won't be able to play around not using our All-Mother's Blessing. So, I mean, we could also use some consumables. So I guess we will hit first for some additional damage. Apply a block here, and I guess we will start off with using our consumables. I like to keep the legendary cards in the deck for now. But we keep getting stronger and stronger. And yeah, we definitely have to stun this guy. And we can go for an overhead swing. Alright, we can stun one minion that is about to attack us, so we will take him. Should have gone for the overhead swing first. And we should be able... Alright. Great, we also finished off those treasure guards here, and I really expect some... Yeah, we found some wealth, and here we can decide now what we want to go for. We can gain some armor, we can gain max HP, or we can unlock a new weapon slot. So we will take the weapon slot. Alright. The first map is cleared, so let's get going to the next one. Just have to run around to the portal again. And then when we come back to the village, we can check out what changed there. Alright, so we are back at the village now, and we can see that the blacksmith is working here now. And all of the other buildings are still empty, but the lost soul has something.
You did it, didn't you? You've slain the beast. I knew I felt something unusual. As if some tremendous power...
He nods in admiration.
I have to be honest with you, though. I had to make sure you'd be able to survive here. I had to be sure that you're the one I've dreamt of. In the strangest of dreams.
He looks through you with his blank stare. But you're sure you've noticed the briefest glimmer of hope in his eyes.
Well, trust increased, so... Healing and upgrades. Okay. Here we can now invest the... how's this currency called again? The Weird Stones. So we can upgrade our healing mixtures, we can also buy some, and we can increase the total amount that are in stock. We have 25, so we definitely go for the upgrade, and now every healing mixture we take restores 30 HP, and I'm definitely down to buy some of those. And yeah, what we're going to do now is we will check out the blacksmith and look what he got for us. So back to the runestones very quickly. We have the cracked Kalk that in the first turn of combat we draw one additional card with its cost reduced by 1. And in one of our armor slots we heal for 4 HP after each combat 1. And I guess now we can put a cracked Gar in here to increase our damage by 2. And now we quickly need to check out our passives again that we have. We have the hunter marks, we are used to that. We have the blocking expert that says unused blocks lasts for 1 additional turn. That's something that I did wrong in the boss fight. We have blood on fire, increase the maximum damage you deal by 6. Haste, whenever you kill an enemy, draw 2 cards with its cost reduced by 1. And we have power circulation that says every 10th card played in one combat increases your damage by 10% until end of combat. Alright.
As you approach...
I swear on my name. One day he'll pay. Oh, it doesn't matter. Not at this point. Now I'm here and happy. It's just an old habit of mine.
His eyes say otherwise. Something is clearly on his mind.
It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you've invited me to your village, and I can now hammer away in peace and safety.
Alright, so we could work on upgrading his skills overall, but we need some runestone dust, and until then we can either transmute runestones, but first of all we have to unlock that too. What we can do is we can buy stuff. We can buy simple runestones here, and especially for the start I think it is very helpful to buy some simple runestones that you want to focus. For example, the cracked Gar here that we just added to our runestone array here. So we can get one of those, and we can just, yeah, I guess we can just buy all of them. We still have enough wealth, and depending on what we find in future or with future bosses, we can get an advantage there. So what I just realized is for some...
Right now.
especially, it seems like we didn't find the word candle guy, so we have no candles left apparently. And we need to go out in the wilderness again, and that will be very risky because, as I explained in my last video, it can be very dangerous because the weirdness infects your deck. So very interesting for me too, because I never had that scenario. So it immediately gets a whole new touch. Alright, so here are our opponents. We can go for preparation to improve our damage for the whole combat. Okay, that is very bad, but we have to play it because I don't want to lose the energy next turn. And here with just one energy left we can go for a block here and also play... we can take the hit or we place a block. I think it makes more sense to just go for blocks here. Sadly you have to take that one. 2 hits coming in, so we can duplicate the block that we have and we can go for an overhead swing on our main opponent here. Work on winning against that one. We need to draw cards here. We can stun one player or one opponent, so we stun our main opponent here and we can go for a normal attack. But we are still taking quite a lot of damage lately, so another preparation. We can place a block here for one attack. We can go for a buffed up overhead swing. Alright, 5 attacks coming in there. At least trying to reduce the damage that we are about to take. We stunned those guys there. Here we have those red death cards again. I think we need to take out the side guys first, just because of the fact that we need all of our blocks for our main opponent here, so... we want to block there, so we just need to block 2 more, but sadly nothing in hand, so we can go for a very heavy Fist of Stone, but I guess we will start like this, then follow with another one. That can't finish us off, so we will restore. Go for another preparation. Okay. Tough one, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a level up here. Nice. Alright. Deep Breath is such a good card. Gain 1 block on next turn, draw 1 additional card with its cost reduced by 0. Just very powerful. I'm still a fan of the Raging Blade, but I still think that we are not in a position to take it right now. And here we can now go for Armor Crusher. Whenever you hit an enemy, reduce their armor by 3 until end of combat. Actually not bad. Well, we have the well-maintained body, heal 25 of your missing HP after each victorious combat. Currently actually very helpful for us. And here the heavy opening, first hit in combat deals 200% more damage. Strong, but not that big of a fan. So we are in a very bad spot right now because we are facing very strong opponents and we are also running again out of resources. So I think that the well-maintained body can be very helpful. I'd like to pick the Armor Crusher, but I think for now we need to work on our health pool overall. So we will start off with that. And here we can...
This ancient, thick-walled broch now serves as a private prison.
Oh.
You may try to break the prisoner, a follower who will strengthen your village, an ingrate who will simply run away, Or maybe a criminal who will attack you out of sheer spite for everything living.
We will free this prisoner. Alright. Okay, luckily it's just one opponent, and this opening hand here is very defensive, so we can go for this one because it was free and we will stun him on the way back. Luckily we have the deep breath, so we can place the block here. And we will just go for another block to have it for the next turn. And here I guess we can also go for Stronghold here because it's a nice chain card. And now we can hit back pretty hard because we have one block reserved, so we will go for the overhead swing, decrease our opponent's armor. And yeah, yes. Okay, so we can hit hard again because we have the crippling attack, so we will go for the overhead swing first of all, and then we will go for a buffed up broad reach, crippling strike, and that dealt a lot of damage. And here we can go for deep breath and Fist of Stone. Our opponent infecting our deck, but that shouldn't be a problem because we will just finish him off. Okay, maybe we're lucky. Still freeing a prisoner. Level 1, okay. Let's play as many free blocks as we can. And we can also stun him and go for an overhead swing. Okay, preparation. We still have one free block, so we can broad reach, duplicate, go for some small strikes here, and due to making him vulnerable, we also dealt a lot of damage there. Okay, so we will go for the Fist of Stone and go for a crippling attack. Should be able to finish him off. No.
Thank you for taking me out.
Oh, look who we
You know
got
of
there.
any place where I might go, find shelter. I promise I can be of use. I trained people in martial arts for years. Then I'll meet you in your village.
He thanks you sincerely and starts walking. But he collapses as soon as he takes his first step out of his cell. The instant he touches the ground, he dissipates into a cloud of weirdness.
Okay. But we've unlocked a new ability for our village, so already very good. So here in Tainted Grail you really have to get used to doing several runs, just getting better and better, collecting more resources, upgrading your village, and yeah, by that also getting to know way more new classes, new cards, and so on and so on. Okay. So we need to go for the Stronghold, definitely. And I guess we will just duplicate our Fist of Stone and hopefully be able to finish this guy off very fast, but he will receive a lot of healing. Okay, we have a crippling attack, helpful, and so we can go for a block here. Also a trap, just because of the stun. Totally forgot that we have to work around that opponents also need to hit us. I think we need to prioritize those healers first. I know that he will summon allies after the death, but they will just keep healing him, and that's also not for our advantage. Luckily a preparation here, we can go for a block. Missing few good cards, so Crippling Strike, very helpful. Okay. But we were able to stun a few. And we can finish off. Okay, he has a lot of armor reduced, so... There we go. As soon as I see the Deep Breath card, I immediately go for it. I think it's such a good card. Another preparation there. We can go for a Crippling Strike and we can finish him off there, draw cards. So what you might see is that our deck is starting to function at a way higher level, because there gets so much synergy unlocked after a certain point. So what do we have here? We could still reroll. Inhuman Utterings is like charge your ultimate ability to half of its max charges. Okay, I don't think it's a good card. Rapid Attack deals 6 hits for 33% damage to random enemies. Each hit reduces enemies' armor by 5 until end of combat. Actually, not that bad of a card, but I think the cost of 2 is just way too high. Refreshing Breeze is good in my opinion, just because of the 0 costs, and we gain 1 energy that can be very helpful if we are in a risky spot and we need to work our way out of there. And here we have Ancient Gravestones.
Is not a place.
Let's loot them.
Note this place.
Let's walk around. Oh, we can discard 1 card. Actually not bad, so we can look around and just increase the chances of getting the cards that we actually want. For this run, I'm really not feeling the... Is it the trap? No, it's not the trap. Stun. Here, Stronghold. I don't think that the card is currently really good for our deck, so removed it. Because armor is great, yes, but I don't want to come to the point where I need to work with armor. I actually want to block everything that is coming in. So, and here we have another unlikely situation, so we will go for our free overhead swing. He is also redirecting all the damage that we deal to his allies, so maybe I should have duplicated the overhead swing to decrease its armor even more, but okay. We will stun it again. We will go for the double pain and go for some normal attacks. We made him vulnerable, so maybe we should have stocked up for that for next turn. Alright, so that big guy is about to hit really hard, so we will go for a deep breath here. Another block. Well, and due to the fact that he redirects, this can be our end. I mean, we can play around it with the All-Mother's Blessing, and I think that we really have to do it. Okay. This is not looking good for us. I think this might be the end for this run. We can restore a bit. And I guess we really have to go for some double blocks here. But here, this thing is about to hit really hard again. And he summoned another one. Okay. So we can duplicate blocks. Can go for a crippling attack there. But at least the stun went to him. We didn't finish him off, but still achieved that. So I guess that's the end. Alright, our first defeat
Within the darkness, you hear a familiar voice.
Finally, now we can start the cycle of proper rebirth.
A different voice appears out of nowhere, and its owner is nowhere to be seen.
Be gone.
It is calm, inhumanly calm.
Can I invite you to the table?
You
Who
see a
could that
hooded
be?
figure waiting for you by the table. A chessboard sits upon it, the game in progress. As you take the free chair, you realize the creature has no face. A white skull leers from the shadows of the hood, a human skeleton draped with robes.
I admit, I'm not used to showing up in person whenever people die. That's too much hassle with adjusting my presence to your current imaginations and whatnot. But let's say that your case is special.
Okay, so we know that we are dead, so let's ask him if he is deaf.
Yes. And yes to that other question, too. You're technically dead, but there are certain things that prevent you from, let's say, being properly gone. Recent events had consequences going beyond the intentions that sparked them. And now we're stuck in this unfortunate predicament because time, as you know it, is irreversibly corrupted. The past and the future are happening at the same time. All that you see is an echo of things that already happened or eventually will. Presented without inherent sense, without purpose, without any logic.
You see 4 figures on the board changing shapes into forms of beasts, and a moment later, they dissolve into dust.
You must slay the Guardians and keep slaying them until you reach the source, conjuring them out of the weirdness. Their deaths will make you stronger. This will lead you to your destination.
Alright, so after every one run you get this overall experience that you've gained, and by that you unlock cards, new heroes, new outfits. And then let's see what we just got. So we unlocked these new cards. We got the Power Blow, a very effective one-hit card that is very expensive, but for 750% of damage it is really powerful and can be a great finisher. But it has its downside. Draw 2 cards less next turn. We have the Power of Weird, where we offer our HP, 10% of our max HP, and we draw 2 cards and their costs are reduced by 1 this turn for 0. Actually a very powerful card with a new class, maybe we will unlock it. And we have the Lopsided Pairing, which gains us 3 blocks. We offer 25 armor until the end of combat. Can be a good card, depending on the situation. Here we have new skills, Acceleration. Whenever you kill an enemy, gain 10 ultimate charges. And Fortification. If you play 2 or less cards this turn, next turn gain 50 armor until end of combat. And we've unlocked a new class, the Summoner. Also new cards, because we apparently played very well for our first run. We got the Rush, offer 10% of your max HP, draw 1 card, its cost is reduced by 1 this turn. The Twin Blade, deal 2 hits for 75 damage to random enemies, each hit decreases the cost of a random card in your hand by 1 energy. And the Counter Strike, a card for 0, retaliate with 1 hit dealing 75% of damage received from every hit this turn. New skills, Wrath of the Tyrant. At the start of each turn, increase the damage by 5% until the end of combat. Actually a pretty good one. Momentum. Increase damage against vulnerable enemies by 50%. Also very good. Alright, so here you can see we have recruited 3 out of 7 villagers. We have souls saved from corruption 0 from 13, and here find a true boss fight. But we will get back to that later. Okay, so here we have a whole glossar, I'd say, where we can find things about the different classes. Currently we are in the Wyrdhunter, and you can see that there's still a bit to unlock. We want to start over, and now you can decide if you want to go for starting with more candles, if you want a random consumable with more health, but I'd say we don't need a blessing. But what we'll do, we just played with the Wyrdhunter, so now we will go for the new class that we have just unlocked. We will play around with the Summoner. So the Summoner is less base HP and less base damage, but it works around allies that it can summon, and so we have 3 different passive skills and we need to decide for one. The passive skill says start every combat with a summoned golem, abomination or worm. As the golem is a protector that redirects damage that we would take to the golem, I think it's a good starting minion. The abomination is also great. I haven't played much with the worm yet, but I guess just to get a safe start we will start off with the summon golem. So now the cycle starts all over again. We get to gain more experience, unlock more new cards, we keep upgrading our village, and so on and so on. And here you can see that now there's a bit more life in our village, where we now have the blacksmith and the master at arms, where we can do things about our deck management. We can remove cards, we can buy that, we can get new cards, we can buy them up front, and so on and so on. So our village gets more and more back to life. So, and here we could now start off with buying some runestones, and especially for the summoner I'm a fan of going or starting off with the cracked stand. Our monsters that we are about to summon will deal the damage for us, so the cracked gar doesn't make that much sense in my opinion. But when we go for the cracked stand, for example, in our attack slot, we reduce the armor of all opponents by 10. That is always a nice start in my opinion. And yeah, I guess for now we can start with like that, runestones. And we can quickly talk to the lost soul again. And we can increase the amount of healing mixtures that are in stock. So, but we are starting off with 2 anyways, I think. Yeah, and so we are good to go. Candles, also something that we need to keep in mind. We really need to find the guy that provides candles constantly for us, and where we can also do upgrades for the candles. Alright, so here's our golem, and now we should work on dealing as much damage as fast as possible. So we will summon a worm, we can promote our worm. The summoner works with like its minions, and the summoner wants to promote the minions to make them stronger. So, and we can also, after promoting, we have to work around activating the minions. So just like that. We got our first level, and here we can now pick some new cards. So there are 4 different beasts that the summoner can summon: the Fae, the Abomination, the Worm, and the Golem. The passive skill allows you only to start with 1 of those units out of 3. You can never start off with a Fae, because the Fae is very powerful. We will get back to that later. And as you might have seen, we played with this card here with the promotion card, so you can increase the levels, and by that the base stats of your summoned minions. And when a card says summon Abomination at level 3, it immediately starts at promotion level 3. Usually they start at level 1, so this is already a good summoning card. We also have these sigil cards at the start of each turn. The minion heals 50% of its missing HP. Can be very helpful for our golems, but the Conjured Abomination is just too good of a card to pass it by. We will take it. And here we have, whenever you summon a worm, increase its damage by 300% this turn. Not a good skill in my opinion, because when you summon a minion you first want to promote it several times to then just unlock a very high base damage, and yeah, as soon as you've summoned a minion, you've probably already spent 2 energy, and then the minion is just sitting there. You can maybe activate it once or twice this turn, so I don't think you will profit very much from this skill. Here we have the Furious Anger, increase the damage of all minions by 10%. That's a bit better because it's also constantly. And here we have the Alchemist. After each victorious combat we gain 5 wealth. But we want to go for a monster-oriented run, so we will go for the Furious Anger and yeah. Just keep fighting our way through here. Alright, so there it is already. Here you can see immediately after at level 3, and after every received hit damages summoner for its every level, every next level plus 2 max HP and plus 25% damage. So currently we are at 135, and if we promote it now, you can see that it goes up to 160. We will activate it and get some damage. The good thing about the Abomination is that its attacks deal damage to all of our opponents. And each minion also has a passive skill. So for example, this one says increases damage of all minions by 15%. So we could summon an additional one. We can reduce some damage here. And I think we will start off with placing barrier on us just to... because our golem doesn't redirect all of its damage that it takes, we also take a bit of damage there. Or it came from the Abomination. I have to double check that. But we keep promoting it and we will just keep attacking it. Oh yeah, we have unused energy. Alright, so here we can go for... because I think we can finish him off this turn. Yeah, easily. Nice. That's another milestone, but here we will go for this pack of enemies. So we have another sleeper statue, and those are tough to deal with in my opinion when you are playing as a summoner, because you know when a minion dies they wake up and become stronger. So, and that's, yeah, tough to play around in my opinion. Start off like that. Let's go for some AoE attacks. Alright, we could summon a Fae now, which is very powerful, because if we activate a Fae, we get ultimate charges. That is very helpful. I will show it to you guys here. First of all, its passive says we decrease the damage of all our enemies, and if we activate it, we get ultimate charges depending on its level. So currently it would be 1, but we also charge our ultimate by activating a minion. So kind of like we would get 2 charges now. In this scenario here, I don't think that we have to work around much with our ultimate, because our ultimate is just very good at promoting minions, and I think for now we will just keep activating the minions that we have. And we are already up to 4 charges here. We can go for a good promotion here. Also place a sigil on our Abomination here. Now it's up to 235%. We can promote it once again, and now it's at 260, and it dealt a lot of damage there to all of our opponents. Alright, so I think we should be able to finish everything off here. Great. Got a new level. And here we can... oh, we have 2 very good cards. Immobilization is very good because it stuns all of our enemies, but the Dark Rites is also very good because it costs 0 action points. So I guess this turn we will go for the Dark Rites and just picked a very good card with that overall. Here we have the Armed Wanderer, so we can ask him, what do you need? It's good to meet you, traveler. There's something I'd like to ask of you, if you have the time. What do you need?
There's a Brock somewhere out there. It's a prison in which they're keeping my innocent friend. A man who trained me and taught me everything I know about combat. Whenever I get close, there's some force which prevents me from entering it, so I'm unable to break my friend out. Maybe you'll have more luck. Could I ask you to help him out, so he doesn't rot away in a cell?
We already did, yes.
The man is visibly surprised as he listens to your story. He's even more surprised to learn that his friend lives in your village.
Thank you. Then please greet him from me.
Oh, we can do that. And we can learn a new skill. Great. So we have the Life Breather activate 1 minion 2 times, and afterwards we sacrifice it. We have Death Mask, mark an enemy for 5 turns, permanently reduce its armor by 20 for each hit it suffers when marked. Interesting, good for boss fights. And we have Ancestral Vision, pick 2 cards of your choice from draw. Whoa, this is a very good card. It's like a Tudor effect where you just dig deep into your deck and pick cards that you actually need. It can be very helpful if you have, for example, no golem on the field and you're about to take a lot of damage, so you have free energy, you use this card to find a golem, and then you can immediately summon the golem card. So I guess we will go for this Ancestral Vision. That is a good card. I don't know that card. Okay, we have a ruined home that is guarded by these minions here. Okay, so this is exactly the scenario we just talked about. We start off with a golem, we go for the vision, we go for our high level abomination, and because we will summon it, we will have just 0 energy left. Sadly, we have the dark rites in hand, so afterwards we could also pick the dark rites and immediately use both cards that we are about to dig out of our deck, but we will just go for the abomination and activate it twice. Sadly get these red death cards again, but immediately dealt a lot of damage to everything. Alright, so now it's our turn again. We can use one of those red death cards. I think we will start off with placing a barrier on us. We will then promote our abomination, activate it once and activate it twice to get rid of all those small guys. Alright, now just activate it again and we're done. Good. Let's check out this ruined home.
You noticed the ruins of a home that was burned down. There's no telling whether...
Okay, we will look for valuables. It's a tough time, so we need to find stuff to keep surviving. A hole in the floor, a hole in the wall, and door to your right. Definitely the hole in the wall. Unstable powder. Okay, what does it do? Here. Deal 1 hit for 30 damage to a chosen enemy. There's a 20% chance of hitting yourself instead. Wow. Not a great one, but, well, it's for free. Okay, here's a bard that is apparently, yeah, kind of like enjoying himself, even though this abomination here is kind of like watching him, but okay, let's try to free him. Alright. So, not much we can do here. We can just place a barrier, can activate our golem, but it doesn't really do anything, so we can just pass the turn. Right, we got an abomination, we can promote it, and we can deal damage to all of our opponents. Okay, so there's a lot of damage about to come in, so we can summon another golem, and I guess we will just promote and hit everybody. Okay, they just exploded, but we played around it very well. And that's it. Nice. Another level. We can need for worm, sacrifice a minion, summon a worm instead. We can oversaturation at the start of each turn, activate the minion. A very powerful sigil in my opinion. And 2 pillars. Offer 10% of your max HP, invoke 2 golems. Also a good card, but I wanna start off with the oversaturation. So we will take this one. And here we have new passive skills. Start every combat with 20 barrier That's a good one because we don't lose barrier after one turn. Every combat, the energy cost of the first sigil you play is reduced to 0. Pretty good. And overwhelming magic. Whenever a Fae is summoned, stun a random enemy. So we haven't summoned that many Faes so far, and the stun is good, but yeah, it doesn't happen that very often that we summon a Fae. We can reduce the cost of a sigil, but I'm not that big of a fan of it. If we can save like one action point every start of combat or several times, because we don't have to place a barrier on us of the precautionary measures, I think it's very helpful, so we will take it. And we found a new runestone. Alright, so we will pick this one into our armor slot, and we just gained more armor by that. And we freed our bard, who's actually still celebrating that we just freed
hear
him.
music.
Oh, a traveller. Come on, sing with me.
There are many instruments around,
Okay.
all made from materials at hand. Most have been crafted from sticks and bushes, but you can also see some monstrous body parts here and there.
Singing is the only thing that will get us through these strange times, don't you agree? Sing with me.
Sure.
You aren't all that bright, are you? My music once filled the halls of... Wait, what was the name of that king? You know, the tall one. Arthur? Yes, grumpy one, didn't like jokes, but he paid well.
He starts to dance again, clapping on his belly like a drum.
Speaking of paying, Master Stranger, do you have any coins to spare? If you do, I might teach you a song or two.
Okay. We can pick a neutral card and we can forget a card. I think we forget a card and take our less good Abomination summoning because we have the level 3 one. And yeah, our deck isn't that stacked so far, so I like to keep it that way, so we will remove this Abomination. Thanks, mate. Oh, disappeared immediately. There's the Treasure Guardian, and here we have somebody else. Alright, so we could summon a worm here, and I think against 2 opponents it's reasonable to do that. We can also place a sigil on him and activate him 2 times. Okay. Okay. I think that's an easy fight. We can just quickly play through it, so...
There are old customs that protect the traveling priests of the All. Before you have...
Okay. I'm happy for every encounter just to farm way more experience, and yeah, we're doing well. And cannot do anything with our vision right now. So our golem is doing a pretty good job there. For now. I think we can summon Fae. Place a barrier on our golem, because he takes all those redirected hits, and yeah, just finish him off. Alright.
I'm too far.
We will take the healing potions. We could go for the treasure, but I want to gain a few more levels. He is already the boss of the stage, so we have to walk around him and wait with the activation of our next candle until we arrive at the next opponent. A very bad opening hand. We can go for another golem, and that's actually it. I would like to have one more energy, but We already have a level 4 abomination, so starting off good. Okay, so we can only pick from draw and we only have one promotion in there, so what we'll do is we will go for Fae, we will place a sigil on our abomination, and the additional improvement is until end of combat, so just a very good sigil overall, and we will activate it like 2 times. Alright, so let's go for some promotions, level 6, and finish off. Here we have the
Good
fortune
day,
seller.
stranger.
Here we could buy some stuff, but we don't have enough wealth, so yeah, we can just keep moving on, grinding some levels. And here's somebody right behind this pig. Okay, let's try to save him. Okay, we place a golem, we create another barrier, and pass the turn. So here we go for the abomination, we can promote it. And the fun thing about redirecting damage is that it also counts for our opponents. We just remove the whole barrier. And here we have only a barrier in draw, so we will just promote, activate it twice. Again, next time we can promote it once more from our ultimate. And we have 9 cards in draw. So I really enjoy how these classes all kind of like act differently, and because of the ancestral vision we really have to work with our draw area. So now we have it in hand, we can play around it, and we have the oversaturation in our hand, in our draw. So I will go there and immediately pick it in some other card, because I want to place it here on the abomination. Now it says at the start of each turn activate this minion, which is just great. So for now we will Dark Rights it to get another stack for our ultimate. Now we promote it by 2 levels, we will go up to level 8 and hit again. Got a level up, great. Okay, so here is the advanced promotion, just a great card because it promotes by 2 levels. Here we have the self-awareness. At the start of each turn promote the minion. It's a 2-cost card, so kind of expensive, but it's a permanent effect, so very interesting. And we have a marking that redirects damage onto one targeted enemy. Very cool, and I like the synergy, and one day I want to play around it, but for now I'm also really into the self-awareness, so let's pick it. And here we have some other stuff. Okay,
The
Futag.
sound of clattering.
I'm Futhark. I'm waiting here for my mother. She's been gone for a while now.
Okay,
Or maybe she's going to leave soon. I have a lot of these stones, and while I wait,
oh,
I
here's
play.
stones.
Do you want some stones so you can play while you wait too?
Oh yes, definitely interested. So we can go for 1 rare stone, we can go for a specific common stone or 3 random common rune stones. Do we want to build around anything special? Well, we don't have that many, so I guess we would just go for a lot. Okay, and it just said that we have 3 identical ones. Okay, so none of those are related to those that we currently have, so we will just combine our runestones and see. We just combined them and now they have better effects. In the first turn of combat we draw 2 additional cards instead of 1, and their costs are reduced. And we heal for 7 health points after every combat 1, so not that bad, but I like our current runestones more. So yes. Here we have the training grounds. I don't think that with these 2 minions we will go for another level up, but let's give it a try. Okay, so we have a Fae in hand, we will promote it, and we will also activate it, and as you can see we got 3 charges, 2 from the level of the Fae and 1 from activating just our minions, and now we are already at 6. Alright, so I guess just for the fun we will place a self-awareness on our Fae, and our golem is having a tough time apparently, and so we will, yeah, I mean we can activate him to make him heal himself, and by that we also gain charges, so could have been worse. 9 ultimate charges, we will go and give our Fae a huge boost, and due to the fact that it will activate by itself now, oh no, it promotes itself, yeah, totally forgot. Go there, and just promote it, so because now we can give our abomination a few level ups. Okay, go for the oversaturation, and we will probably end it all here. Great. So that lady here, erratic
The first thing you notice is a long veil made of rags, leaves, and scraps of fur, held together with a snow-white thread. Then you notice a woman with a gaunt face and greying hair. She's busy sewing more scraps of random material to the end of the veil. Her fingers flash so fast you can barely see them. When she stops sewing and raises her eyes to meet your gaze, a chilling truth is revealed. The weirdness transformed the tips of her fingers into long, sharp needles.
Do you need any sewing? I can take care of garments, body or soul. They're all the same anyway.
Heal a bit of your HP, okay. But first of all I'd like to ask who she is.
Oh, there's nothing to say really. I'm Neith, a seamstress. In my past life I used to make gowns, cloaks and garments, mostly for women in noble knights. Now I've been improved.
She looks briefly at her needle-like fingers.
Oh, okay. She likes what she's doing.
My clientele changed. Currently, I'm making sheets for my protector. And let all mother be my witness. She's a demanding customer.
Well, we just increased our trust.
She smiles mysteriously.
Well, you probably wouldn't like her very much. But she keeps me safe. She's very protective. But it seems she's about to go into labor soon. She forgot to bring me food and kept pushing me to sew more and more. I'm exhausted, to be honest.
If we can win her for our village, why
You
not?
can see she's surprised by your offer.
Oh, you'll have to wait a moment. I have a commission to finish first.
You stand and watch as she finishes the long veil. The last piece she adds is the fur of a feral cat, still dripping with blood. The seamstress then folds the veil into a neat square and places it on the rock.
Here, I think she'll like it.
She shudders.
I really hope she does. Now, let's go and see this village of yours.
Okay. So quickly finishing off this one guy here, because then we will go to the training grounds. And those are very competitive. All right. Okay. So we can dig, and we will go for the abomination. Dark rites aren't in here, they are in our hands, so it doesn't matter what we pick. And we will summon our abomination, and we will activate it twice. Remove one of those red deaths. But overall we already dealt a lot of damage. Nice. That was fast. Alright, training ground.
The ringing sound of clashing swords grabs your attention. You approach. Several men drink mead, as if nothing of note was happening around them. Others battle monsters. And something about the movement and behavior of these beasts seems strange, until you notice a druid chanting something near the campfire.
Okay, so hit me with all you've got.
Are you sure? If you win, we'll reward you handsomely, but it's highly unlikely you'll survive.
Yeah, we'll go. Okay. Gains 1% damage boost for every 1% of HP lost. Okay. And this one, 4 negated hits in a single turn. Negates every hit under 12. Okay. We can work around that. So I guess how to... Okay, that was already a lot of damage. Didn't expect that. So we need to play it safe for now, because I first want to promote my abomination to a very high level, which it does now, by simply promoting itself every turn. So and until then we can play with our golems and save some time. The thing is, due to the redirection, it is not that easy, but we can place or keep placing some buffs, which is very funny in my opinion. And we can promote again. Sadly not enough, but yeah, the golem did a great job there, and we got another level up. Alright, Life Breather again. We also have Need for Abomination, sacrifice a minion, summon an abomination instead, and we can sacrifice a minion, stun all enemies. I'm more of a fan of finding the immobilization card, and so we can go for a reroll here. Okay, we got Druid's Bane, reduce the enemy's armor by 50 for 5 turns. And we have Awakening, promote and activate all minions. Interesting, but with the costs of 3 I think I can play better turns, so we will just skip. And here we have, if you have only 1 minion alive, promoted at the start of each turn. We want to have more minions, so no. Each turn gain 1 ultimate charge. That can be interesting. And here, Invigoration, the first time you promote a minion in combat, promoted 2 times. Or times 2. Yeah, it's just the first time in combat, so it will just happen once, and I think that the Arcane Foundations are a bit more interesting.
Congratulations. Here's the promised reward. But if I may ask this of you, lend me your ear for a moment.
Polished, okay. What do you need?
Favor. You can handle yourself, so I figure you won't be afraid to handle something that no sane person would ever agree to do. Somewhere out there, you might encounter a certain knight, a creature of enormous size and even more enormous appetite. I have to ask you for help to convince this creature to come back here. That's a long story, but he belongs here with me. Here, I can take care of his condition and keep trying to heal him.
Okay, so we got a new quest. We will give it our best. And I guess now we go for our boss fight. Or we could go for the treasure first. Yeah, I guess If we unlock another runestone, that would be very helpful. Haven't we unlocked? Yeah. Because I don't want to lose another candle here, because again we didn't find the candle maker, which is very bad. Alright, so we could go for another golem, place some barriers, and I guess that's the thing that we'll do. No need to activate. And yeah, guess we will just summon the worm and yeah, start dealing some damage. That is better. Alright, over saturation, great. So we have the permanent activation and we have the promotion, and yeah. Self-awareness. And now our abomination is just working by itself. We can just put some more promotions on it, and at the start of the next turn this might be over already. Okay, not, but close. Great. All Mother's Altar.
All Mothers. For every 10 people who set sail for Avalon, only 4 would reach the island. And only the shrine has faint traces of power lingering in the air. A priestess materializes out of the weirdness and asks what it is that you're looking for.
Okay, we have a quest here, so we will go for that.
You feel a strange power rising around you. Is that a faint glow over the altar? Or is it just a trick of the light?
Okay. Healing power of the altar increased. Nice. So I guess we ask for a legendary card. Okay, but we don't have enough wealth, so we could rob it, but I know it has very downside effects, so we'll just ask for healing and heal back up too. Okay, so I guess we will go for the Treasure Guardian. Alright, so very powerful opponent, so I guess we better buff up our golem for the start. I could have also gone for the Ancestral Vision, but yeah, nothing really to find there. Also, it doesn't really make sense to activate something right now, so we will just pass the turn. Keep healing our golem for now, until we find the cards that we actually need. There we go. Still placing a barrier on our golem and also healing him. He does promote and activate at the start of each turn, alright. Okay, there's a lot of damage coming in, so I guess we will give it a try. And yeah. The good thing is, when you kill these undying subjects, the first turn in their new turn they will use their attack and deal damage to the nobleman. So we just lost our golem there. So we need a new one, but didn't find one. So I guess we will have to prepare for some heavy hits incoming. So with more minions, I hope to increase the chance of not getting hit. Okay. That was lucky. Alright, so but we got the self-awareness and we can... So we need to activate once at least to finish off this guy. And so I guess we will keep promoting, activate. Overall it's going well even without the without a golem. And here we can promote again, and I think that we should be able to finish this all off now. So let's go. Nice. Let's see what we find in this treasure.
You found what was when
more
you filled
wealth, and also unlock a new weapon slot for runestones. That's just what we need. And now we can place ourselves in front of the golem, or the new boss. And then I would say, let's start the boss fight. Right, so let's try to win against this boss. That's the boss of the second stage. And this opening hand, yeah, doesn't look very promising. So I guess we will buff up our golem. And yeah. Okay, that's also very bad. So we have this tank here. This enemy casts barriers and redirects damage from the whole group. We have the main opponent, Vran the Sullen. This enemy casts powerful buffs to inspire his allies and deal a heavy attack whenever his companions die. And we have the Renegade Cutthroat. This enemy is the main damage dealer in the group. Alright, so they have different buffs. And I guess for the start we will go with the Fae to decrease their damage, and we will use some activations on the Fae just to stack up our ultimate. And currently we are at 8. Alright, so we can oversaturate, I guess, our golem, and I think we should also promote him, because this will be a long fight and we should work around that. Restack our ultimate ability, and that's it for the start. Also could have digged with the vision. Alright, that was a lot of damage, so but now we got our abomination, and we can also start promoting it, but I wanna activate the golem to give him some healing, and then we can go for a double promotion of our abomination. Okay, he redirects. Alright, so he just activated, that's good. For now I would say we summon a new golem, increase the damage of our abomination, and we can also activate it like twice. That just finish off our golem. And we have a new one. I think I want to take a healing mixture for now. Okay, so we have promotions, we have barriers, and I really want to work around helping out our golem, but I just see that our opponents won't do that much, so we can also go for some promotions here, for some activations, because we almost have that tank down. Yeah, that's still a lot of damage. So this one has a power up. And there are some heavy hits about to come in, but we cannot protect us that much. So I guess we will place a barrier there. We can... This one doesn't do anything by itself currently, so... It's level 7, so we can place this. We can activate it. And maybe we should have promoted before, and I want to use a healing mixture on our golem just to be safe. Okay, so we just got rid of their tank, so we can go for a very big promotion here. And I guess that's what we'll do, but we will also have to summon a new golem. And we will place a barrier on us. Go for an activation here. And yeah, so far we are doing well. And activate, this does promote. So now our abomination can actually be left behind, and we can also work a bit with our Fae, just stack up our ultimate. With 7 we can go for 2 levels here, level 12 abomination already. Well, goodbye golem. And guess we will start off with 1 Dark Rite just to see what he does as soon as his ally dies. Okay, he does nothing. So we keep promoting. And also keep activating. Okay. New Golem, great. Barrier. Double promote. Level 18 Abomination. Damage. Golem down. This worm reduces armor, so that can be helpful. Alright, another golem, great. And yeah, I want to use the armor decrease of those worms. And then next turn. I think we could have finished them off here. I was a bit focused on the armor reduction. Nice. Alright, we won against the boss. Candles, that's great. Okay, so we have Arcane Shield. Create 0 barrier, 10 barrier for every minion currently in combat. That can be very helpful. Search. Heal a minion to full HP. The minion gains 25 barrier. And we have Volatile Magic. Activate 2 random minions. The thing about Volatile Magic is that if you have just 1 minion in play, it activates that minion 2 times. So that can be very good, but I have to say that I will go for the Arcane Shield because in situations as we just had them right now, it can be very helpful to place very strong barriers when you have a lot of big minions or a huge minion count. So, oh, I totally forgot, we got the Polished Earl last time. And yeah, this one is actually pretty good. Reduce the energy cost of the 4th card played in a turn by 1. Okay, so the question is, after playing 3 cards, is the cost of the next played card then reduced? I think we need to find that out. So we will replace that.
This feels like an echo of something that happened.
Alright, so we can remove a card or take a new special passive skill. So we will take the skill. Every 10th card played in combat increases your damage by 10% until end of combat. I think that's the thing again, where it just increases the damage of our summoner, and due to the fact that we don't deal damage, our minions do that, this won't make much sense. We have the Rewarded Restraint. If you play 2 or less cards in a turn, next turn gain plus 100% damage. That's like the same thing. And we have Dynamic Entry, draw 2 more cards in the first turn of combat, so we will go for that one. Okay, so we have cleared the whole stage, so we can return to our village. And look who we have here.
She looks...
You did a good job gathering all those pieces together. But we need to do more before they become a real village. We need to join them, but I've yet to find the right thread.
Alright, so what can she do for us? Alright, so we need a new resource, blood, okay, but then we can, okay, do some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, that's good to know.
The blacksmith...
You're not giving up, are you? I really loved me village and me people. When the army marched through our lands, I thought the All-Mother herself had blessed me. I got a contract to forge soldiers' weapons, but something went wrong. The weapons weakened instead of getting harder. So the army blacksmith accused me of treason. They didn't hang me because my people demanded a fair trial. But there was no time for one, so the army burned down me workshop and told me to leave. I had no choice. It was that or the noose. This anvil is the one thing that survived the fire. No, I don't care about that. It was so long ago. It's just a habit of mine. Whenever I work on weapons, I like to get angry. And then I force myself to care. And you get the gist. My only regret from those days is that I didn't get the chance to say goodbye to me beloved Silence.
He quickly realizes that a question is forming in your mind.
Silence.
His eyes sparkle as he starts to tell the tale.
She was the most beautiful person I have ever met. We would only meet at night, near the water. She didn't speak, true, but we understood each other very well. I miss her every day. So please, forget what I told you considering the other blacksmith and all that treason. It really doesn't bother me anymore. But Silence, if you ever meet her, please tell her I'm here. If she wants to join us, I promise I'll take care of her. I'd be glad to have someone to talk to besides me anvil.
Okay. Alright, so we got a new quest there. And we still have to fill our second slot, so I guess we can use some additional card draw.
You're back.
We could upgrade, but we still don't have enough card shreds. Each card you didn't take during level up, okay, turns into card shreds. Okay. Could remove cards. And yeah. Alright, so we just finished the next boss. We will go on to the next stage. And yeah, I'd say let's do that in the next run. See you then, guys.